Ontario is reporting 821 new cases of COVID-19 today and 3 new deaths. Health Minister Christine Elliott says 327 cases are in Toronto, 136 are in Peel Region, 79 in Ottawa, and 64 in York Region. The province says it has a backlog of 24,129 tests and has conducted 24,049 tests since the last daily report. In total, 274 people are hospitalized in Ontario due to COVID-19. The province also reported 121 new COVID-19 cases related to schools, including at least 75 among students. Those bring the number of schools with a reported case to 508 out of Ontario's 4,828 publicly funded schools. Sault Ste. Marie police have arrested a man on theft-related charges. Yesterday, officers responded to a call of a suspicious person in the 300 block of Queen Street East. The complainants reported a person was in an SUV with stolen tools from a nearby construction site. Officers found the vehicle and a search uncovered multiple power tools and accessories that they determined to have been stolen. 33-year-old Jean-Paul Grenier was charged with possession of stolen property over $5,000. Some firearms are missing following a break-and-enter in a Weirs Township. Officers with the Sault Ste. Marie OPP detachment say the incident happened sometime between October 9th and October 16th at a residence on Linden Drive. They say a bolt-action Browning rifle, a lever-action Winchester rifle, a pellet gun, and some jewelry were taken. Police are asking anyone with information to contact them. The primate and Archbishop of the Anglican Church of Canada has reiterated the church's apology for its involvement in the Shinwalk and other residential schools. Most Reverend Linda Nichols paid a visit to the Shinwalk Residential School Centre this past weekend, as well as the newly established Shinwalk Education Trust Library and Archives Research Centre. Elder and residential school survivor Shirley Horn, who attended the Shinwalk Indian Residential School, was on hand during the primate's visit. The team at Algoma University and the Shinwalk Residential School Centre welcome the visit and look forward to ongoing work with the Anglican Church in the future. Daniel LaPrade is up next with your local weather right after this.
Good evening and welcome back on your Tuesday evening. Yes, we did see a little bit of a break from the rain and snow showers today with a mix of sun and cloud, but that's short-lived. We're going to be moving right back into the rain showers as we get into tonight. Let's take a look at the radar. As you can see, there's lots of cloud cover over us moving its way in and back here. If I just move off the screen out of the picture for a second here, you'll see this nice system tracking its way east, which is going to be making there. Actually, we have multiple systems making their way towards us over the next few days. So as you'll see, we are in for quite the wet week, and Friday could shape up to be a wall up depending on what it is. It could be lots of rain, and we could also see some snow accumulation as well. So we will continue to track that for you throughout the week. Okay, let's look at the camera though. And as mentioned, we did have some sun and clouds today. Things are slowly changing and we're going to see the clouds move in for the evening. Wirelesscom.ca is our sponsor for the camera, so make sure you check their website out for all the services that they have to offer. So thank you to them for those beautiful shots. This one is looking east, and Purvis Marine there is in the shot there. Okay, so this was your expected highs today. 3 degrees in Thunder Bay, 4 in Wawa, 5 in Timmins, 8 in Sault Ste. Marie, 6 in Elliott Lake, and 7 in Sudbury. And our overnight lows are expected to be 1 in Thunder Bay and Wawa, -1 in Timmins, 4 here in Sault Ste. Marie, 2 in Elliott Lake, and 3 in Sudbury. So we're slightly above normal here. 1 degree is the normal for this time of year for overnight. And as we continue in, we are going to see those clouds move in. Rain will begin late this evening. We will see 10 to 20 millimeters locally, and we will see That continue on Wednesday. We are going to see that periods of rain and drizzle end in the morning. We're going to get a bit of a break, and it's going to be mainly cloudy with a 40% chance of showers throughout the day, maybe another 5 millimeters spread out throughout the day and evening. Winds will become west 20 kilometers in the afternoon, and we are going to see a high of 9. So overnight we will get another break from the rain, low of 4 degrees and cloudy. Then we move into Thursday. We're looking at 60% chance of rain showers. 8 degrees is your high, as well as 5 overnight. Friday is where things really change. We get quite the warm up on Friday at this point, 12 degrees, and we are looking at periods of sustained rain throughout the day, chance of a thunderstorm, and then things are going to take a turn quite rapidly as we get into the evening and overnight with your temperatures. They are going to drop fast to the freezing mark, and it could be rain or snow flurries depending on where you are, and a 60% chance of that overnight on Friday. By the way, Northern Lights Detailing is our sponsor for the weather. They are at 632 Great Northern Road. And Marty has advised me that if anybody who watches our newscasts or our weather reports or sees our ad on SiouxOnline.com, or Northern Lights Detailing's ad rather, you can mention that you saw it on Sioux Online or on TV, and you will get 10% off any one of their services. So make sure you do mention that you saw Northern Lights Detailing's ad or sponsorship on the show, and you will get 10% off. So make sure you go check them out. Continuing on, so after Friday's mess, we will see a little bit of a break on Saturday. 5 degrees, mix of sun and cloud, and yes, we have some sun in there. Yesterday's, as you may recall, there was no sun on the board, so things have changed a little bit. We are going to see clouds though on Sunday and Monday before we return back to a mix of sun and cloud. And the daytime highs will hover around 4 or 5 degrees. The overnight lows will stay in the low single digits, hitting 0 on Friday night and on Sunday as well, and then hovering around 1 or 2 degrees otherwise. So this is our Weather Watcher photo, which was sent in by Chantal. These are the clouds rolling in here, and this was taken in Sault Ste. Marie, so thank you very much for sending that in. Please send in your photos or videos weather related to ontvweather@gmail.com. Include your name and location, and they go up on SiouxOnline.com as well as on the show First Local and on our newscast and weather reports. And the photos are rolling in quite a bit, so if your photo comes in, you may have to wait a week or week and a half before it goes up, but I will usually email back and let you know when we expect to feature it. So that way you know when to watch for it. So make sure you keep sending them in. It's very nice to have all these photos coming in. And while you go to SiouxOnline.com, if you want to make sure you like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube where you can view everything on demand. Everything is there for you. And again, make sure you go and see Northern Lights Detailing. Thank you very much for sponsoring our weather forecasts. I will be back in the morning with Chris, and Mike will be back with more news right after this. Have a great evening.
December 21st, they're going to sacrifice a young girl.
Escape through a narrow underground high-tension electrical tunnel.
The Sault Ste. Marie Region Conservation Authority has issued a flood outlook statement. Multiple systems will bring rain and wet snow to the area watershed this week, with general precipitation amounts expected to be in the range of 70 to 80 millimeters for the next 5 days. The jet stream this week will bring with it a series of storms producing rain, wet snow, and possibly strong winds by Saturday. Currently, local rivers, creeks, and streams are flowing at normal levels. Continued precipitation will cause levels and flows to rise across the watershed. There may be localized flooding in areas with poor drainage. Garden River First Nation is planning a peaceful rally in support of the Mi'kmaq Nation of Nova Scotia. The rally will be held at the 4-lane intersection on the boundaries of Garden River, and all land defenders across Turtle Island are being encouraged to attend. It'll be held Thursday, October 22nd from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Those who choose to attend are being asked to bring their own PPEs, that being masks, hand sanitizers, gloves, etc., and to practice social distancing during the rally. Last week, Chief Andy Rickard declared Garden River's support for Mi'kmaq lobster fishers in the face of ongoing violence directed at them over lobster fishing rights. Indigenous Affairs Minister Mark Miller has criticized the RCMP over its handling of the situation in Nova Scotia, adding they failed to protect Indigenous people embroiled in the dispute. Construction at the waterfront boardwalk has taken out the bike lane near Station Mall. A source tells Sioux Online the reason for the bike path being removed is to put cyclists on the new path constructed along Bay Street. In recent years, higher than average water levels have contributed to erosion and scour of the shoreline under the waterfront walkway, resulting in sinkholes along the St. Mary's River Drive boardwalk. The city has been monitoring and performing temporary repairs, but reinstatement of the shoreline protection is now required to ensure long-term stability of the boardwalk. It's not clear, however, if the bike path is being ripped up for that purpose or if it will be replaced once the work is completed. According to the 2020 capital budget, repairs to the boardwalk have a budget of $1.5 million. Debate begins later today on the Conservatives' push for an anti-corruption committee the Liberals argue undermines Parliament. The Liberals are threatening to turn the subsequent vote on the Conservatives' motion to set up the committee into a confidence matter, which could in turn trigger an election. The Conservatives are already scoffing at the notion, saying the Liberals' move underscores the opposition's point. The Tories, the NDP and Bloc Québécois have all raised concerns the Liberals are trying to avoid extensive scrutiny of contracts and programs set up to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. They point to a decision to prorogue Parliament in August, which shut down the work of existing committees probing one deal in particular, that with We Charity. For the third time, the House of Commons has unanimously approved in principle a bill that would require judges to commit to take training in sexual assault law. Bill C-3 will now be scrutinized by the Commons Justice Committee, which could yet propose amendments. The proposed legislation originated as a private member's bill from former interim Conservative leader Rona Ambrose, which the Liberal government supported. It was unanimously approved by the Commons but stalled in the Senate and died when Parliament was dissolved for last fall's election. The Liberals revived Ambrose's effort as a government bill in February. It won unanimous support in principle and was under study by the Justice Committee when the Commons was adjourned in March due to the COVID-19 pandemic. That bill ultimately died when Prime Minister Justin Trudeau prorogued Parliament in August, but has now been resurrected once again. Health Canada is recalling a product labeled as hand sanitizer, but has in fact been determined to be counterfeit. The department says a counterfeit version of the authorized Daily Shield hand sanitizer has been found for sale at a Dollarama store in Thunder Bay. Health Canada warns the false version may not be effective at killing bacteria and viruses and may pose serious risks to health. It also says the unauthorized product is suspected to contain methanol, which is not authorized for use in hand sanitizers and could cause severe adverse reactions or death when ingested. Northern Credit Union is making a $10,000 donation to the United Way to support their ongoing response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The donation was made through the True North Stronger Fund, which was launched in June of this year and is comprised of public donations and matching corporate contributions. Northern Credit Union President and CEO Richard Adam says the fund has assisted in replenishing food banks, giving children access to mental health services, housing and addiction services during social isolation, and delivered food to seniors and those at risk of COVID-19 infection. I'm Mike McDonald. We have more news and weather coming up.
Hi, Weather Daniel here. The weather is always changing in the Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma region, which is why you can join me daily as I break down all your weather details, provide you your local forecast and breaking weather alerts with Sault Ste. Marie's only local forecast, only on TV.
What's life without making a few mistakes down the road? A few sharp turns. And doing things for what we adore.